Democrats are holding their convention at the United Center in Chicago this week, but they ought to get out on the streets and see what decades of their policies have done to the Windy City. Start with crime. Chicago had 617 homicides in 2023, more than any city in America, and a 16% increase in major crimes. How about education? Only a quarter of Chicago school kids read at grade level, and just under 20% are proficient in math, even though the city spends nearly $30,000 per student. Look at the budget. Chicago spent $361 million on the migrant crisis last year, on top of the $37 billion the city owes to its pension funds. Maybe all of this is why Chicago is losing thousands of residents every year and why its unemployment rate is the worst of America's 50 largest metro areas. Carine Hajjar, Boston Globe editorial board member, is here to weigh in. Carine, I don't think they should be doing a convention. They should be doing a case study on progressive policies, don't you think?
I mean, it's certainly ironic, and I was surprised when I heard Chicago as the location of this convention because it brings out a lot of these harsh statistics for the Democratic Party. Blue state policies or blue city policies have really failed in Chicago, and you've had big businesses leaving too. So they're certainly going to have a lot of tough questions to answer at this convention this week.
I want to take a look at the latest Fox Power rankings because they show an interesting shift. On the top two issues, which are economy and immigration, Trump was leading over Biden, and he's still leading over Harris. But there's been a shift, and he's leading by less. You can see in the now column. So, for example, for economy, he was leading by 15. He's now leading only by 8. Immigration, 18. Now only 13. She is leading, and Biden was leading on abortion, which you would expect. But ultimately, I'm sort of looking at these numbers, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, on economy, where is she getting 7 points when she announced this agenda on Friday that's really radical?
Yeah, I was certainly stunned by, you know, these price control-esque policies. My mom is an American Venezuelan immigrant, and, you know, these were policies that are deeply shocking for families like ours. But I do think that Republicans have to be careful about, you know, assuming that Kamala is going to be judged on the exact same record as Joe Biden, because right now we see Joe Biden's approval rating generally, but also on all of these issues staying quite steady and hers rising. So that just shows that voters see them both as different entities to a certain extent. That being said, the policies that she's putting forward certainly aren't going to help. And I think that there's also a bit of a honeymoon period going on with Kamala Harris. There's a lot of excitement with Democrats right now.
The flip side of that is Trump, whose goal this week is to stay on policy and not personal attack. Can he do that?
It's a smart goal. We'll see if he can do that. The former president is known for going off the cuff from time to time. But it's a smart policy because, you know, attacks on Kamala Harris's race don't really play. You have a lot of multiracial folks in this country. I don't think that's a smart way to go, especially to your point, when he's leading on the big issues of the election, which are inflation, economy, immigration. Abortion is a given. That's going to go to Democrats no matter what right now. But, you know, the former president has a lot to focus on, and that's what he should be doing if he's trying to gain the American voters' vote.
There's some really interesting lingo in the race this year. You've got Bratz, and you've got bros. And I don't know if I understand all this, but you say Harris is the queen of the brats, but Trump is the king of the bros, and somehow that matters. Explain.
Sure thing. Yeah. You know, Kamala Harris is no secret has gone viral with Charlie XCX's Brat Summer song. Kamala is now Brat. She is you know, you go girl, go get it woman. She's doing her thing. And that's really playing with young women voters. And you have a lot of female artists supporting Kamala Harris as well. Megan Thee Stallion performing at her concerts, for example. But what's less covered is that Trump is really resonating with young men in the streaming sphere, the YouTube sphere, podcasts, and then in adjacent spheres like UFC fighting, for example. Right. Trump is buddies with Dana White. He introduced him at the RNC. So this is it's a risky gamble by the former president because young men are really bad voters, worse than young people in general.
That was my question. Like, do they actually vote, though? Do they pull themselves out and go vote?
25% of them vote compared to 35% of young women. But the former president has turned out non-voters before, so maybe that's the play.
What about the crypto people?
They certainly fall into this sphere. I mean, I think like the Joe Rogan, UFC, Dana White crypto, it all like falls into a similar area. And then you see a lot of these young guys on their streams, like the Nelk Boys or Aiden Ross, and Trump has joined both of them on their stream, or JD Vance has joined the Nelk Boys too, also talking a lot about crypto. So maybe this is, you know, a really risky gamble, but if it pays off big, because then you're turning out a lot of voters who don't vote.
Fellas, that's a challenge. If you care, get out and vote. Carine Hajjar, great stuff. Thanks for being with us today. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me on.